Hi there, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Linda Abbott, and I'm the Senior Architectural Design Consultant for StoneHardscapes. I've been in the construction industry for many years, but my focus on the design industry has been for the last 20 years. So today, I'd like to show you some tips and tricks in the next 10 to 15 minutes on how to create beautiful large format designs on a budget. So let's get started. Our clients are trending towards large format designs for their pool decks and their driveways. The once popular 4x8 concrete brick paver is a thing of the past. Our clients are looking to have an aesthetically pleasing, luxurious, and expansive overall project. By using large format designs, we can achieve that. StoneHardscapes offers man-made materials as well as natural stone. So I'm going to talk a little bit about both, but I'm going to focus on how to create those large format designs using natural stone, yet still stay on a budget. Some of the misconceptions about natural stone is that natural stone comes in a few limited options, and that is 100% not true. Natural stone comes in hundreds of different colors. It comes in a different range of sizes, thicknesses, and finishes to accommodate any design you'd like to do for your project. In addition, a lot of people think that natural stone is immediately more expensive than a concrete paver or a porcelain, and that's absolutely not true. You can get a natural stone paver for a similar or same cost as a porcelain paver today. So have you considered using natural stone as a large format paver and creating a beautiful design? In this picture here, I'm showing you that you can put together a 16 by 16 marble paver joined to make 4 pavers to create a large format design. So this design here created 32-inch by 32-inch stepping pads to go across the pool. Also notice that they used the natural stone matching coping color to keep it all consistent and have that flow look really nice. This is the same pool. I'm just showing you a large area of it. They've added artificial turf in conjunction with the stone, and they've also created larger stepping pads using the smaller stones off to the side. This is great to be able to add lounge chairs to, or some sort of seating area for your clients. By adding the artificial turf, it actually softened the look of the overall deck. So I wanted to point that out to you. Some clients think that if everything is all stone or all pavers, that it makes the deck look too hard. So by adding the artificial turf, you're creating a softer feel to the design. So I'm going to go over 6 great benefits of creating a large format design using smaller stones. The first benefit is the installation is less expensive. The reason being is that when you're using a large format paver, 24 by 36, 48 by 48, or even larger, those larger slabs are very heavy. And it's going to take more manpower to actually lay the stone, whether it's 2 to 4 men. If you're using what's shown here, which is a 12 by 24 paver, it only takes 1 guy to lay the stone. So you're saving on installation costs in regards to the manpower needed to do the job. This is the same pool deck, just a different angle to show you how they've added the artificial turf to create a large format design. And they did so on both sides of the pool deck, and that created the symmetry. At the back of the deck, they added another area of stone. And when they did that, they added the Adirondack chairs that you can see here so that everything sits flush and level. And they did that out of the 12 by 24s, but it created a nice large format design with the stone. Off the back of the deck completely, you could see the little mini golf area. That was a really cute idea that was added. Obviously, the homeowners love golf, so this was a cute idea for them. A second benefit is ease of installation. So when it comes to installing large format stone, it's very hard for the installer to pitch the deck and grade it appropriately so that there's proper drainage. With the smaller stones, it's much easier to do the pitching and the drainage. So the installers have a tendency to want to use the smaller stones, and that'll keep the cost down as well. A third benefit is the lower material cost. A 6x12 paver can cost as little as $3 and change a square foot, whereas anything that's a 24x36 or larger can be in the teens per square foot. So the material cost is less expensive. Overall, it'll keep the cost down. Here's another driveway that I'm showing you using 16x16 silver travertine that were pulled together to create those 32x32 pads. And it really created a unique design for this driveway. Another benefit is that there's less cuts and waste. If you are using a 32x32 size stone or larger, if one of those corners are chipped, what ends up happening is the whole stone has to be replaced to put in that place in the spot that it's dedicated for. If you're using 16x16 stones and joining those together as 4, if one piece is broken, that's a small amount to have to replace. It's like 1.76 square feet per piece versus a 3 or 4 square foot piece that has to be replaced. So you're going to save on cuts and waste in that way. The smaller stones are always going to be more readily available in general. When you're working with special order stones that are 24x36 or larger, those usually take 12 to 14 weeks to get in as a special order. We keep anywhere from 6x12 to 24x24 inch stones in stock. So you can utilize those stones and not have to wait so long to do your project. And if by chance you happen to run out of material, it's going to be easily accessible, because if you're working with a special order material that are of bigger sizes, you're going to have to wait an extra 12 to 14 weeks to get that stone in. So it makes it a lot easier when you're using the smaller stones. Another benefit is the efficient purchasing. So when you're working with large slabs, they usually have to be purchased in bundles, and that helps when they're transporting from overseas. When they're in bundles, they stay stronger. And when it's a single slab, they can easily break. So when you're buying in bundles, if you only need 2 slabs, but the bundle requirements are 4, 6, 9 slabs, you're paying for all those extra slabs that you don't necessarily need. This is our backyard expo at our Fort Lauderdale Design Center. We actually created this design not using the artificial turf in between, but adding stone in between in a different color. The artificial turf that you see up at the front of this design is where the furniture is, and then we created the back using stone only. When we did this design, this was all sand set. Sand set applications are less expensive than a mud set application. So everything you see here was laid on sand, and that also kept the cost down. In this design here, we used our Turkish Carrara marble, and the stepping pads that you see here lead to the spa, and they created a little large format design just to give it some character at the back of the deck. So that looks really cool. This driveway has a really unique design to it, where they use the artificial turf to create a really nice curb appeal to the front of this home. So it goes all the way up to the front along the entire driveway. And it has a really clean transitional look to it. And they used a 12x24 inch paver to do that, which again is readily available, and created something magnificent in this driveway. So this driveway down the street has the most amazing curb appeal Our StoneHardscapes exclusive Cremabella marble paver is also readily available in a 16 by 24. Beautiful stepping pads were created here for this pool deck. And as you can see, there are several of them. There's 9 of them that lead up to this pool. And this really created a beautiful look. Our exclusive Tahoe marble pavers come in ashlar pattern, and it's very popular, and the whole deck is in the ashlar pattern. And to keep that consistent look, they use the ashlar pattern as the stepping pads here as well. So it created a unique design element to this modern deck. So I went over some of the benefits, and if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. And I'd also like to know, what other things I can discuss with you or help you with to help give you inspiration. Until next time, stay healthy and stay creative, and I look forward to seeing you next. Take care.